What a morning. That's lovely.
It's actually a carbon copy the last time we were here, isn't it?
Aye, which is worrying, because that didn't quite go to plan, did it?
Well, no, the big difference, there's more of a swell.
Today?
Yeah.
You think?
Yes, 100%. I remember you saying the last time there's hardly a swell, this might not be, this might be a problem.
So why?
On the beach.
Again? As we say again,
Aye.
we don't really do this much at all.
We're needing a wee change of scenery. Well, you were anyway.
I desperately need to do
He's not down there with fishing, isn't
a wee bit scunnered with it, but it'll pass. We all go through phases like that, I'm sure.
So he assures me this is the right time to be hitting flounders.
No, I don't know. I'm hoping it is.
No way to tell me.
I'm hoping it is, but the weather's just, it's messed everything up. And it's
messed my chest up anyway. I'm on more inhalers than I've ever been on.
The weather's been all over the place. The temperature's been up, it's been down, the wind's been from the east, it's been from the west, and it's going to affect the fishing here just as much as it has anywhere else. But fingers crossed we can fluke a couple of flounders.
Which is what we've called this video. Fluking flounders.
Do you get it?
Some will know. Some won't.
But aye, the last time we were here, we managed one fish.
Who?
He managed.
I managed.
One fish.
Obviously, throw a wee clip up.
Go on then, tell us about it.
That was not a bad size. You took it for your dinner, didn't you?
Aye.
Is it still in the freezer?
It's still in the freezer.
So the plan is, if we do get a couple, this will be a kind of like a part one of a part two venture in terms of a catch and cook, which have proved popular. Yeah. It's probably the most asked for videos that we get asked about. So
flounder catch and cook.
I'm partially a bit of scran, so.
Aren't we all? So that is the plan. We'll talk you through the gear, the setup.
Just briefly, it is literally the same as last year. As Alex says, we'll go through it in more detail, but that is exactly the same rig and setup from back, no last year, back in January, when we done frolicking for flounders.
Not your traditional beach setup. A little bit more adventurous, a little bit more sort of roaming style with a light rod and light setup.
And we were heavily criticised in the comments, weren't we? Oh, it's no drop shot, it's no this, it's no that.
Who cares?
It's fishing.
It's fishing.
Hopefully catching.
Speaking of which, let's go.
Let's go.
Nice to be back on a beach. I do love beach fishing, we just don't do it nearly enough. And what a morning. And the conditions are pretty good. A little bit of surf, nothing too mental. We're only fishing light gear, so we don't want gale force winds. It's an offshore wind, so the wind's actually coming from behind us. But it's still a nice wee swell coming in. And I think the plan is to just wander along the beach, just search, rather than waiting for fish to come to us. We're going to go look for them. Mackerel strips. Salty mackerel strips to bait. I'm kind of hoping for a turbot. Turbot's been my bogey fish for years. And every time I come down here, to this beach in particular, there's always a chance. So set up with a little bit of bling, some blades, some beads, size 2 Aberdeen. That'll slice of mackerel. And we're not casting far. I think what we've been guilty of in the past, I think a lot of people are, is casting beyond the fish on a beach. Flounders, they like the shallow water. You'll catch flounders in 6 inches of water sometimes. So in amongst these little sort of wavelets at the front here, possibly beyond the first and second breaker. And hopefully I can do better than I did last time. Right, come on, let's go. Traditional beach fishing, your big rods up in the air, and you're fishing static baits. I'm going to try and keep the bait moving. Keep it sort of trundling along with the waves. Maybe cast parallel to the shore. Search for fish. Aye, let's give it a go. Cool way of fishing. Travel light. Literally got a pocket full of gear. Bait pouch with some bait in it. Fishing 1 ounce leads. I might actually go down to half an ounce later, but we'll see. And just feeling for those distinctive little flounder bites. I will keep moving though. Let's not stay in one space for too long, on one area for too long. I think that might be a rattle. It's quite hard to tell with the waves crashing, but I think that might be a bite. I think we're in. I don't think it's very big, but I think we're in. Didn't take too long. It's only wee. Wow, they love go in this light gear. You just don't get that with beach gear. I mean, it's not big, it's only wee. But look at that go. He's not bad actually. He's alright. We'll take him. Have a look at him. So there you go, yeah, didn't take long at all. Lovely little flounder to start. He's not huge. We'll maybe get him unhooked and get him back. But yeah, we're off the mark. Oh, it took about what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe? And yeah, great fun on the lighter gear. There you go. On up. He's only wee. But they're cool. I love catching them. They're cool little fish. Hopefully we can get a couple of bigger ones, but you can go back on the next wave. Nice one. Let's get some more.
Well, that's a good start. I've been getting bites, but what Alex was saying was it's getting your eye in for the bites, distinguishing the waves crashing against your braid as opposed to a fish. But I think once you kind of get the hang of it, there's no telling the difference. you can well tell the difference from a bite in the waves, just at first. But they're coming up to an interesting feature, and it's, excuse me, I think it's where I caught the flounder last time. If Alex looks over there, it's like an riptide. You see the water's all rippled. It's different from the waves either side. So I think the food will all be getting churned up, so hopefully the flounders are in there having a wee munch. And then we're going to present a nice big juicy mackerel sit in front of their face shortly. But it's such a nice, Alex said it earlier there off camera, it's such an enjoyable way of fishing, just wandering along the beach. It's a nice change as well for the pike and the roach. And it's not a bad day, it's not overly cold either. Well, Alex was right. This wee bit that I just spoke about, I'm getting a wee rattle there. If Alex looks at a rod tip, that ain't no waves. There we go. I think that might be on. Yep. Brilliant. Magic, innit? So close in as well that they're hitting it. There we go. We'll walk this up. Oh, it's off! We'll call that as a capture. I was going to release it anyway. Good, because sometimes they can be an absolute nightmare to unhook. But whilst we've got it here, look.
Around here, I can't see you.
So, braid to swivel. You seen that?
Yep.
Take a couple of beads, crimped into a wee, I'll do this next to the mic, wee rattle, and then some sexy pink beads. Size of hooks that, Alex, I have no idea.
Two.
A 2 Aberdeen hook, would that be right? There's the mackerel strip. And that's a wee 1 ounce bomb weight. Well, we've already done better than the last time, eh?
We'll count that one.
Ah, I'm doing it. We're letting it go anyway. It wasn't big enough for the dinner plate. We just did a wee briefing there. If you look over there, that tree line, that's the river mouth. And every time we come here, well, we say we're going to fish there, and we never ever do. It's meant to be good for the turbot, which Alex is dying to catch. I wouldn't mind catching one myself, because I've never caught one. So to make sure that we fish it, we're going to make a beeline right for it now and just walk straight down, and then fish the tide coming in, back up to the car. So that's what we're going to do after this cast. We fish this out. This is where we've had the 2 fish, so pretty confident this wee mark should get us another one. Because my bait is in exactly the same spot as it was 5 minutes ago. I think Alex mentioned it earlier. No, by the time you buck your lure, your bait in, you're only fishing in about 6 to 10 inches of water. And that's inevitably where the bites and the fish came from. But it's bloody brilliant fun. Nothing worse than having to cast the bloody big daft beach casters out and getting chased up the bank or the beach with your gear as the tide comes in. I like to relax while I'm fishing. But this is brilliant fun, I really do enjoy it.
Well, we did say we were going to go straight up to the estuary, but as always we get distracted on the way along the beach with a few likely looking areas, a couple of gullies, a couple of riptides. No fish though, no fish. Gordon got a couple of bites, but dropped them again. And we've come across another lovely looking bit of a feature. Maybe not right now, but once that tide comes up a bit and it starts to fill in round the back of this sort of mound of stones here, that's definitely an area I'd be looking to try further up the tide. But it's worth a wee chuck about in here, I think. It looks good. There's like a flat area just in front of us there. Let's have a cast. All our bites, all our fish have come right in close. 18 inches of water maybe, maximum. Gordon's seen a fish at his feet and about 6-8 inches of water maybe. So they're right in amongst that surf's churning up the sand, it's disorientating shrimps or whatever it is they're eating. Well, at least that's the theory on it anyway. We've only had 2 fish, so don't take our word for it yet. Yeah, I definitely like the look of this for later. We're just chucking it out, just slowly dragging it back in towards us. We pause every now and again. And it's on that little pause that the bites are usually coming. Saying that, I've had 1 bite, 1 fish. So as I said, we've been kind of stop-starting coming along this beach, getting drawn in with likely looking areas. And I sort of wandered ahead of Gordon there. I was fishing right in the ripples, right in really close. And the tiniest little bite. And I mentioned earlier on that my bogey fish is no longer. Look at him. My first ever, albeit very small, turbot. It's only taken 6 years of trying. I absolutely love them. Look at the size of the mouth on these fish. It's the first one I've ever seen in the flesh, to be fair, but look at that, you can see how predatory they are. Look at the size of that. I don't know if the camera's picking it up with the shadow and whatnot, but absolutely nailed that bait, no bother at all. But that is what I've been after. So please, can I have a photograph of this? Absolutely over the moon with that. What a cool looking little fish. And these things grow massive.
How big?
Like over 20 pounds, I'm sure. Oh. Like huge. I could be wrong, but definitely well out of double figures. But that was the aim of today for me, or one of the aims of today. And I'll get them back nice and quickly. The next wave. Look at the camouflage. Look at that. You'd never see that. That is unbelievable. Get him back on this one. Doesn't want to go. Go on. Give him a wee chuck. Go on. Nah, he's just burying himself in the sand. Alright, I'll take you. Still just sitting there, but he'll go. See, they just bury themselves. Look, he's kind of flapped once. So well camouflaged, that's unbelievable. He's not for going though, is he?
I've nicked Alex's spot and I'm getting bites straight away. Could I get my first ever turbot as well? It's still there. No, I've missed it. Shit! No, definitely bites, look.
Gordon's just had one cast there after that fish of mine. Instantly into bites. I think they're very delicate, but I think I've just had a little rattle there as well. We might have stumbled across some fish. Yeah. Or not. Or not. That was definitely a rattle, look. Well, we're in again. Don't think this is a turbot. It's a nice looking flounder. He's not as big as I thought he was. But we'll take him. That's the best of the day, that is. That's a cracker. Let's have a look at him. There you go. That's getting on for a proper flounder. Not massive, but he's nice. He's nicely hooked there as well. I love them, I do love them, and that's, I think he'll be fish and chips bound, I think we'll take him. He's a takeable size. You know what, I'll have a wee photograph of him as well, because it might be the best I get today.
Alex said I better get my finger out. I want a decent portion of fish and chips. First jump. On the way back in, rattle, rattle, bang. Fish on. Try not to lose this one. It feels not too bad. What is it, a flounder or a turbot? It's a turbot! I think it's a turbot! Anything you can do, I can do better! Oh, magic! No way, man! I'm actually buzzing about it. Didn't honestly think we would get one of these beautiful things, but look at that. It's like a wee pile of sand put into the shape of a fish. Never realised there's spikes here. And as Alex says, look at the size of the mouth. Size of the bait that it went for as well. Nicely hooked. Ugh. Get a wee 40 please, Alex. I think that's species 61 for me. Get him back. As Alex says, look at the camouflage on that. Next wave come in, he'll be off. There we go. Guys, away, get him going. Brilliant, man. That's a good wee bit, isn't it?
Well, halfway through the tide, or probably just over halfway through the tide, and we've kind of worked our way right along the beach to the point that we mentioned that we were going to earlier on. Had a bit of lunch, and now it's time to go back. We were kind of thinking about whether or not to fish in through this estuary here, but we've decided that we do like the idea of some more turbot, and I think the best chance of getting turbot is to fish in the surf. So we're just going to work our way back along towards where we started and see if we can pick up a few more. But yeah, a couple of flounders, a couple of turbot. So far so good. But the setup, we mentioned it briefly earlier on. I think God mentioned that we're using HRF rods, so it's not quite LRF, a little bit heavier, but short, light rods. I think this is 8 foot. Casting weight of, I actually know what the casting weight is on this. What does it say? 5 to 21 grams. So a nice light rod, small reel, 15 pound braid, and then the rig. I just tied these up last night. I don't think you really need to think too much about what you're doing in terms of rig, but I just thought a line of beads, and these beads are just held in place by a float stop, so that if a fish is deep hooked, you can just move the float stop up out the way the beads move out of the way and it makes it a wee bit easier to unhook the fish. The hook itself, 2.0, no it's not, it's a 2, size 2, Aberdeen. And it's just tied on 10 pound fluoro. So it's the same fluoro as we'd use for barbel. 2 foot hook length, up to a swivel, and then running on.
It's almost like a barbel rig.
And then running on the line above the swivel, again just a wee float stop, a wee buffer in place. It's a 2 ounce, no it's not, it's a 1 ounce. Not doing very good with the sizes here. 1 ounce lead, and that's just free running above that swivel. So fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and it's working. That's the main thing, it's working. I reckon there's a few more fish still in the day, although from experience, from fishing here in the past, it does tend to quieten off a little bit the closer we get to high water. Have I jinxed it? I've jinxed it. But you never know. It's one way to find out. Let's go.
Went from flicking flounders in the morning to fuck off flounders in the afternoon.
I did say earlier on, I says, based on sort of previous experience in this place, it does kind of die a death kind of halfway through the tide.
He's talking nonsense. All the way up he kept saying, this part looks good, and for the way back down,
It looked good at low tide. Gordon was saying the wishes we just went in and fished the estuary, which I think, in hindsight might have been the better idea. Big lagoon behind the sort of sand dunes here.
It's me who's bigging it up now.
Fills up with water, and I think that's where all the fish are, to be honest, because I'm not here.
I've had one bite.
I've had nothing.
Back at the pillars away up there. Highlight of the afternoon was the 2 fighter jets that just blew over.
Yeah. So not a huge amount of fish to report.
But
it
it has been a successful trip.
has been.
That's the first time I've seen him that excited. They come back again. We hear this.
Some noise, isn't it? They're in the clouds though.
A wee bit higher up this time, aren't we? Aye, where were we? Turbot.
Fantastic.
Aye, that's the happiest I've seen him in a long time.
That's the first new species I've had in years. I think the last new species I'd got was a bleak, maybe, on the barbel trip in the Trent in September. I think that was the last time I'd caught a new species. And I think that, just tallying them up there, I think that's number 70 for me. That's 70. Species number 70.
I think I'm 61 now.
Aye.
You've been doing that a lot longer than me, but I'll catch you.
You will. So aye, not a huge amount of fish. A couple of nice flounders, a couple of turbot,
Two special fish,
which is more than expected, to be fair.
It's mad to it how tried for a turbot. We never ever went up there, although we were told repeatedly, got that end, you'll get one. And the first time we did, we both got one.
Should maybe start listening from now on.
Well, you said it.
It's just that the light's going. I think. Are you going to fish on?
A couple of more chucks wandering up. We can't get up that bank.
We've still got a long way to walk along this beach, so.
And I'm not leaving early because we'll just sit in all that traffic.
Aye.
Took us 3 hours to do an hour's trip this morning.
I think I'm done. I think I'll just take a slow wander along the beach, bask in my glory of my turbot.
And the pictures turned it. Colour didn't look great.
Nah, they looked a bit out of focus.
I've done my best.
But
So the plan is, we're going to end the year with a catch and cook from this fish and maybe a couple of other ones that are in the freezer. And
we're going to fall back on the freezer, I think.
Probably end up ill for New Year, but
I've got plenty in the freezer. There's loads there.
I think there's some sort of fish pakora and fish and chips on the talks.
We'll see.
We'll see what we can come up with. But before that wave hits your bag,
Yep.
We'll see you in the next one.
See you then. At last we've got a weather window and the river's in decent nick. It hasn't been, it's not been for a wee while. Monday morning, that's where we are just now. I think Friday evening this was running at 3 metres. So it'd been in the fields, it'd been over where Gordon's standing there. But it's dropped off nicely over the weekend. It's looking pretty good. It's still a wee bit higher than we're used to, but I think that might be a good thing. However, we are on a completely new bit of water. But it is a bit of water that I've been told numerous times to give a go. He says, you need to try this pool, you need to try this pool. I don't even know if we're on the right pool. I think we might be a wee bit above it. But we've heard good things about it, or I've heard good things about it. And in all fairness, it does look pretty good. It looks quite good above us as well, so I'm not too sure where to start here. Do we go further up, or do we just drop in here? But yeah, back in the Grayling, A Winter's Tale, Season 3, Episode 2. Episode 1, a bit of fluff chucking, didn't quite go to plan, but managed one fish. We're hoping to better that today. And my confidence is a lot higher because we're back on the old faithful float rods, trotting maggots, possibly trotting some worms. And it always gives me confidence. No. Setups are similar. I think Gordon's went for a fixed spool option. I'm sticking with my centre pin. Our shotting patterns are fairly similar. We'll go through those later on. But aye, let's get in here and see if we can get that £3 grayling. Officially, that £3 grayling. Yeah, looking forward to this. Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll just drop in here. There's a little croy just above here that creates a bit of a seam. It looks a wee bit bouldery, so I need to be careful getting in here. This is where I go for a swim. New bit of water and all that unfamiliarity. You could fish this from the bank, but I just like being in the water. I'm not going to go too far out. I just like the look of this little glide down here. Doesn't seem too bad underfoot. Pouch full of maggots. We'll start feeding a few initially. Not too sure what depth it gets to down here, so we'll start shallow, deepen it up a little bit until we just touch bottom. And that should be us, so yeah. It is nice to be back on the river with not a fly rod in sight. Right, we'll start with 2 maggots on the hook. And that first trot down is always quite exciting because frequently it'll produce a fish, or it'll produce a bite anyway. I'm looking forward to exploring this new stretch. I always find it far more satisfying getting a fish from a new bit of water. We tend to go back to areas that give us confidence, which is only natural, I suppose. But aye, a little bit of exploring, can't beat it. That float is trotting down there beautifully. I think the idea is just very, very slowly work our way down, because this all looks good for the next 100 yards or so. It looks pretty promising. It does seem to sort of deepen off in front of us a little bit, which is what we're looking for. Inch my way out a wee bit further. Gordon's literally turned the camera off there. Next trot down, float slips away and we're in straight away. It doesn't feel like a big fish, but a fish from a new spot is just takes the pressure off straight away. And what I'm going to do is continue to feed maggots as I'm playing this fish. Try and keep them interested. Flying upstream. I'm not even sure if it's a grayling yet. It is a very small grayling. But hey, it's a fish. I doubt we'll waste too much time with him. We'll get him straight back and see if there's a bigger one in there. Yeah, good. That isn't the easiest to unhook. Rod in your mouth. But hey. Yeah, it's a fish. It's a small fish, but hey. Lovely little grayling though. That's a good sign. Good start.
Can I get fishing now?
Aye, crack on.
So Alex is off to a good start. I did have a fish on, briefly, albeit briefly, but the difference, the subtle differences is I'm fishing a fixed spool, the 14-foot rod, 15-foot rod is this, 15-foot rod. I went for a slightly bigger float. And one of the main differences is an Olivet. Just with the water being higher, I want to get the bait down really quick. And then the main difference is the hook bait. medium, got a wee tub of medium and large, what are they called again? Dendrabinas on a size 14 wide gape hook. So that's produced a bite and a fish, but I lost it. Alex is on the maggots, had a fish. Now I'm a great believer in worms. Some folk might disagree, but I think you get bigger fish. And there's a famous angler from down south, Daniel Walcott. He catches some big grayling and that's what he uses. So who am I to argue? With a bit of luck, I can trot this through. And get a fish. But as Alex says, no, it's brilliant to be back in the water without a fly rod, that is. And one of the most important things when you're fishing, any kind of fishing, any style of fishing, any method, as long as you're fishing with confidence, your day's generally a lot better, isn't it? That bigger float, I'm able to see it a lot further as well. I hope they're a bite. Oh, that felt. And the good thing with the fixed pulley is you can bring it in quicker. That's the downside of a centre pin. But the centre pin is lovely to use. I did bring mine with me, but I left it in the car. It's amazing the confidence difference, although it's a new stretch. We've never fished this stretch before. As Alex says, the amount of people, one guy in particular has been on at Alex for years to fish it. But it's good to get off to a kind of good start. The confidence just went on the rise.
For now.
For now. We'll blank the rest of the day, but you see. Well, we've worked our way down this stretch. The bites have dried up. The worm and the maggot seem to be producing as many bites as the other, so we're going to try and get up this, well, I'm going to try and get up this bank. We'll make our way back up, and I think it's worthwhile coming through that wee run again where we had the fish, so fingers crossed I can get one to stick this time. It's 3 I've missed. The first one felt like a good one.
It's been a wee bit of a frustrating morning. Initial signs are pretty good. Small fish straight away. Then a couple of good fish for each of us, hooked and lost. And it just kind of puts the pressure on you a little bit to redeem yourself. But the bites have dried up. We've run through this pool a couple of times now. So I think it's maybe time to take a wander upstream. See what else is going on up there. Yeah. We're in search of redemption now. Pressure is on. Let's go. Well, we've just dropped down into a sort of slow, deep run here. and I'm into a better fish. Hooked it quite far down the run and I've hardly moved it. I hope we can land this one. We've lost a few, so it feels nice. Feels nice. But in much deeper water. And this one feels alright. I'll walk it in a little bit. Not seen it yet. It does feel nice. But it's been a while. It has been a while since we've we've had a nice grayling on, so we'll not get too excited. Not
Gotta
yet.
hurry up because
It's cold. It's really cold today.
Can't hold the camera still.
This is kind of taking my mind off it a little bit. Oof, big head shake.
Oh no.
Big head shake there. I don't want to do anything silly here, but look, it's not really doing anything, it's just slowly moving upstream. What size are we? It's probably about £2. I'm just getting overexcited, as I always do. Oh, here actually, that looks alright. It doesn't look bad. Yeah, that's a nice fish, I think. I'm just thinking about landing the fish. That's all I'm thinking about.
Where do you want me to go?
Stay there, it's fine. That's quite a nice one. He's over 2, well over 2. Nowhere near the £3 mark, but he's well over 2. In fact, we might weigh him for curiosity. Let's see what he goes. I'm going to say 2.5. Let's have a look. Oh, you see, there we go. That's actually a really nice fish. Biggest one I've had for a wee while. I've forgotten how to hold them, it's been that long. Let's just go along those lines. £2.10. Did feel a nice fish when I hooked it. She, a little female fish, she's in lovely condition. Absolutely stonking condition. A little photo maybe. If I can remember how to hold them, there we go.
Right.
And we'll get her back. That water is pretty cold. In fact, I'm going to take it out into a little bit of flow. Lovely. Right, we're officially, properly off the mark for our Winter's Tale Season 3.
Well, you are anyway.
I am anyway. That's good. I like this wee bit we're in here. Let's get back in and see if we can get another one. Looks like we finally landed on some fish. Trying to float us down. Kinda almost in sync. Gordon's kinda going down first. I'm just pushing in through behind him. He literally went right over the top of this fish. Split second after my float disappears. I don't think this is a very big fish, it's got a small one. Yeah. We'll just deal with him quickly. It's a nice looking bit of water we're in now, so I have high hopes. Let's see if we can just do this kind of quickly. That's another pretty small little fish. We don't get many fish that size in this river. But I've said it with other species, it's nice to see smaller fish. He wasn't hanging about. It's nice to see smaller fish because it bodes well for the future of the river and all that. Nice one.
Alex has just literally turned that fish. I thought, mind little and often, keep the feed going. Threw some maggots in, threw them right there, Alex.
Right over, right in my face.
I didn't do it on purpose, honest. But I'm into a fish. It feels good to get a Grayling to stick. See when you feel the bump and it get, well, that's not too bad. And it sticks and you just feel that head shake. That bend in that rod, isn't that lovely? Oh, that's hooked funny. Oh, come here. That's hooked kind of funny, isn't it? Well, it's had a couple of pound anyway. I'm not going to bother about it. Keep them over the water. Lift them out for a quick photo. There we go. It's good to be back fishing for these. Absolute gorgeous.
They're not the easiest to hold, are they?
No, especially look, it's so cold. That's why it's good to do it over there in the water. Keep the fish in the water, keep it wet, keep it fresh, keep it safe, keep it happy. Really £3 that. Oh, I didn't get the photo I wanted.
Oh, it's a cold one today. There's been a northerly wind belting down the back of us all day today, and it's really made it a bit on the cold side. But we've not really... Oh, fish. I was just saying there, we've not really moved because earlier on today we stumbled across a group of fish. And we've kind of stayed in this same area. And we're in. This is the first fish we've had in a while. And in all fairness, I think it might be a trout. I don't think this is a grayling. But we'll see. I know it is a grayling. It's not very big, but it's a grayling. But yeah, we're just coming into the last hour of daylight, and it is round about now you expect it to kick off, so hopefully this is the first of many, or the first of a couple anyway. For being a small fish, he's putting up a right good scrap. We've had a few fish between us today. Most of them pretty small, like this guy, he's about a pound. But a couple of nicer ones in there as well. We'll have a quick look at him and I'll get right back in. Well, there we go. We did say, and I did say, he was only wee, but they're wiry little fish. Probably, in fact, no problem about it, definitely the toughest fish to hold for a photo. But stunning fish. I say it every year, in fact I say it every session, I do love them. But yeah, first fish in a wee while, so let's quickly get them back. Let's see if there's a few more. I think it's fish number 5 or 6 for me. Like I said, a lot of them have been pretty small. Oof, there he goes. Bit bigger, bit bigger. Starting to feel the cold now. This is the first proper cold session we've had this winter. And we've definitely not acclimatised yet. It's going to take a couple of sessions I think to get used to this. It's bloody freezing. But hey, we had some fish. A lot of small fish, which is unusual. But a couple of nice 2-pounders. Kind of low to mid 2-pound mark. I'm quite happy with mine. Gets me off the mark for the season. But yeah, it's not too long left. You see, to be honest, I'm not complaining too much. It is a cold one. But it's been nice. And finding a new bit of the river is always nice. Especially when it produces fish. And I think we'll be coming back here. I like this. But I think we're going to fish on for about another 15-20 minutes maybe. Possibly. Try and winkle out another fish. And if we do, we'll be back with it.
I've been saying to Alex all day, I think the worm will come good. It'll come good. And it's came good. I've not landed it yet, so I shall do my best. He was okay. He was like a decent fish. Alex said that wee bump just as he finished the intro. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes has passed. This doesn't feel too bad, it's swimming upstream quite a thing. telling you, man, it's so cold. Days are absolutely frozen. But it feels good to be back Grayling fishing. Trotting the float down. That fin. Look, it's that big, but it feels, that's current. Oh, yes. Let's do. There we go. It's a nice way at the end of the day. Oh, let's look at that wormlet. You see it?
Nah.
Please behave. Maybe just under £2 I reckon. But a nice way at the end of the night. Or the day, sorry. Couple of photos for us, Alex. That's why we look forward to the winter. Keep the net behind them.
It's a little bit later than we expected, but the last knockings, last chance saloon has come good yet again.
The mics have died, so excuse the
audio might be a bit iffy.
A bit wheezy.
Can't bend the rod in the moon. The wee ones don't half go, don't they?
Hurry up, get it in so I can get another one.
I think he might have wrapped himself in the line, that's why he's been so difficult. Hey! There he is. Another female actually, there she is. Finally behaved herself.
You'll not see it when you see it.
Gordon, that's a big fish, isn't it? Oh my God, what the size of that? Well, we couldn't help it. On a morning like this, there's only one place to be in there, and that is on the river. We're back at the same area that we were in last episode, and it just looks like a completely different river. It's dropped by about, it must have dropped by about 45 to 50 centimetres. It's low, and it just looks completely different. So we're just going to drop into where we started last time, and then I think we might need to do a wee bit of wandering today. We were hoping to fish the same glide, the same pool as we did last time, but it still looks good, don't get me wrong, it does still look good, but it is low and it's slow. There's not much of a flow in it at all. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Right, let's get in the river. See if we can get one off the mark.
Managed to flick one early on. It doesn't feel half bad, but it's shot into that fast water. There's my net. Just hold it there.
That's on your other side.
I know. I did that deliberately. Oh, it's off. See if that's you're not.
Well, good time. This is infuriatingly frustrating. Gordon's standing up there on the bank. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but we can see fish, and plenty of them, right in front of me. We were standing up on the bank having a wee chat. I picked up a wee shoal of fish, and they're literally underneath my rod tip. They are not interested, however. I've tried shortening it right up, fishing mid-water. Oh, they're just not showing any interest whatsoever. But at least we know there's fish there. And Grayling are renowned to be quite finicky sometimes. And if they don't want to feed, they won't. But at some point throughout the day, they should switch on. So we're in the right place, we know there's fish there. We just need to persevere, I think. keep the maggots trickling in. Try and turn the switch on, ring the dinner bell. We've both hooked and lost a fish. Gordon seemed like quite a nice one. I think mine was just one of these smaller fish that are sort of kicking about in front of me. But it's been a cold, tough morning. I'll take anything right now. But yeah, they'll switch on, I'm sure they will. I hope. It's going to be a long day otherwise.
Well, anybody that uses Facebook or Instagram will be aware of this meme or picture I'm going to try and describe. And it's the one that says, tag a mate that still couldn't catch a fish. And it's a picture of the water with fish as far as the eye can see. We're the two folk you should be tagging because you can't catch one. When Alex was filming me, I shit you not, my bait pouch, right, that's my maggots, right, and that's my worms. It was just sitting above the water line and the Grayling's there, literally there, as I'm dropping the maggots in. Alex likes to drop them in front, and I drop them in behind me, and it's coming up, eating the maggots in front of us. So I tried the maggot, I tried a worm as well, dangling a worm, the worm's giving it all this right in front of its nose and it just was not interested. Alex was up on the bank looking as I was doing with him. There's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, gliding right, and I'm just no interested. So maybe the water dropping down's, the clarity's a lot clearer. Don't know, I'm just trying to find excuses as to why they're not interested in taking the bait as such. You can actually see one right there now, as I'm speaking to you. But it's so frustrating. And it just shows you how those finer details. I mean, the guy that's nymphing down there, I was talking to him and he was saying sometimes they'll drop down the diameter of a line and drop down from an 16 down to an 18 or whatever size nymph and that, but it's what time are we on? It's 1 o'clock. We're always a great believer in 3 till dark is Grayling time. So Alex literally said there as we come out to warm our feet up, he's banking on that getting a fish. He'll have no teeth to the left, for the end of the day, he's like, felt like that all day. But it's my toes, I can't keep my toes warm. And there's another fish, no, he's not, he's lost it. But aye, it's very entertaining, but frustrating. Aye, hopefully we get one.
This is brutal. I have a plan though. Well, other than banking on the last half hour of daylight. We'll get fish today. We will. We'll get them later on today. Once that light drops, these fish will turn on. I really hope they do. But until then, there's a wee bit of faster water just above us. Where we're fishing, it's going through nicely, but it's slow, and I think it might be giving the fish a wee bit too much time to go, don't fancy that. So I'm going to go up, fish round this corner up here with a wee bit pacier water. Because surely there'll be fish sitting up there. They're everywhere else, they may as well be up there. And maybe a wee bit quicker, pacier stuff might spur them into taking a bait. I need to try something. Now, if it's not working, you got to fix it. You got to try, ring the changes. So that's my plan. I'll be back in 5 minutes with a fish. Well, plan A definitely wasn't working. Plan B, up in that fast water, didn't work. Plan C, down in the slow water, didn't work. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep changing things. I says, Gordon, give me one of your worms. And I just took the tiniest little bit of the tail off one of the worms, threaded it on, and just fished it through without feeding any extra maggots. Third or fourth trot down, and we're in. Ring the changes, ring the changes, ring the changes. I just hope I can get it in the net. Feeling the pressure here. I don't think it's a bad fish either. The guys that were getting the fish on the nymphs this morning, the majority of their fish were quite small. This one's a 2+, I reckon. It's been such a frustrating day just seeing fish right in front of us. It's been tough. Just hope I can get this one in the back of the net. It's not making it easy for me. It looks like a nice fish actually. It looks like a very nice fish. That is an absolute monster fish. That is an absolute clunker. Yeah, that might be close. Let's get him on the scales. That's a decent fish. I don't think it's 3, but it's nice. Jesus, perseverance pays off. Thank God for that. Let's have a look at this. That's quite a big fish. Right, we're going to weigh this. I'm going to weigh it on camera. I'm not going to look. I'm going to have a look at Gordon's reaction. I don't think it's quite 3, but I don't think it's too far off.
Drop it down. Drop it down. I see your face. Drop it down. Right. I've not looked either. I'm looking at your eyes.
Right.
Who do they go up in?
Who's possibly landing on the look.
3, 4 or 3, 2.
No way. I know, that's not what I say. D1.
Get me in the net, get in the water.
I want to double check those scales. That's a 3. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe how hard a day that has been. And that is my reward for perseverance.
Our
Our reward for perseverance. £3 and 1 ounce. I don't care that it's only 1 ounce over £3. The fact that it's over £3 is all that matters to me. Absolute beautiful male fish. Fin perfect. Absolute clunker. I just did not think it was going to happen. Just a fish at all today, let alone the fish that we've been after for 3 seasons. And I was just saying to Gordon there, this is season 3, episode 3, and we've got the 3 that we're after.
officially.
Officially, the 3 that we're after. Only just, but I don't care. I do not care at all. Over the moon with that. Let's get this big guy back. It's the depth of these fish. I mean, we've had fish about that length previously. But it's the depth. I can just about get my hand around that there. Absolutely phenomenal fish. I don't want to let him go. He's not hanging around. Right through his legs.
Where'd they go?
He's off.
Well done. Official.
Thanks for the worm.
No more. See if I can get one now. Literally put Alex's fish back. I've just come into the water, first throw it down into a fish and on the worm.
Little section?
No, a whole one.
Whole one.
I don't think it's as big as the one I lost this morning. This is doing me a favour actually, coming into the shallower water. Maybe they've just been sitting there all day waiting, and then switch has went on. It's a 2, certainly not a 3, but it's a nice 2. Look at that. Maybe not quite a 2, but I don't care. Catching these things is brilliant. Mum will go and get a look. There we go. Mine's a wee female. Just over 2. 2. Oh. He's away. Please tell me you got a wee photo of that for me. Just shows you all day, apart from the one I lost, we've not even had a bite. We've been freezing, we've been in and out of water to keep our toes, our feet, our legs warm, the blood flowing. It's probably one of the coldest days fishing we've had. Look at that water is freezing, and the more that I'm kneeling down it, I'm starting to feel the cold again. So, but it just shows you, that's what 2:30. So we've been fishing 6 hours, and then the last couple of hours as usual, we're into the last hour. So hopefully this is it kicking off. Hopefully we can get a few more. My next problem is trying to get up. You're not filming this. Well, there we go. 3rd fish. Hopefully I can make this one stick as well. But it's done exactly the same as what that first fish done. Hooked it halfway down the run. Done the usual, comes up thrashing about. It's into this faster water. I don't think it's one of the bigger residents of this beat, but it doesn't feel too bad. Just walk it over. Try and get a hold of my net here. I've got it clipped to my bait bag. You get one of them wee clips out, it's for the back. It's not a big one. Still a nice one, but that flows faster than it looks. There we go. Stunning fish, aren't they? Even at that size, that's about a £1.50. Beautiful. Well, Alex is going to give me 2 for that, I'll take that. Oh, come on. Look at that fish.
Film towards me.
You know what makes it mad? That's probably the fish we've been standing watching all day. Absolutely taking the piss out of us. So it's finally good to catch them. Or good to finally catch them, can't even talk. Right, no filming this bit.
And again, we were right to hedge your bets in the last couple of hours. The fish have found their appetite. I initially didn't think this was a very big fish, but it's starting to feel a wee bit heavier. When I say heavier, I mean 2 pounds. I initially thought it was a little sprackly guy, but I think it might be alright. going a wee bit. Going from side to side to side to side. Payback time. These fish have been taking the piss out of us all day. I thought this was a small fish. I don't think it is. Jet propelled, whatever it is. We'll just deal with him quickly, I think, because I want to get in and get another one. There we go. Yeah, I thought he was a wee tiny guy, but another 2-pounder.
Absolutely that one.
No, I just get photos of 3-pounders now.
I tried to take long. They just disappeared.
I think this might be the last one of the day.
Who did you steal?
I was on another one of Gordon's worms. I was just in the garden there about my big fish. That's the first fish I've ever caught using worms.
First fish?
No, first grayling.
The first grayling.
First grayling. This one's not huge, but more than welcome. It's been a day of 2 halves. Or a day of 1/4 and 1 3/4. 3/4 of the day was absolutely atrocious. This is a wee guy. Smallest of the day. Perfect condition though. Nice to see. Not easy to do in this light. Fingers are freezing. There we go. Last one for me. Slip them back.
It's into the net.
And I'm out. I'm done. He'll probably kick about for another 20 minutes.
5. My legs on them.
5 minutes. I'm out of here.
Season 3. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
An hour.
And a 3.
And a 3 pound 1 ounce official.
Official.
Revealed live on camera.
We still reckon you had won last year though.
Oh,
I still reckon that was easily 3.
I had a wee chat about it, didn't we?
Aye, but
Aye. An absolute shit morning. I don't mind using that word because it was. 3/4 of the day was drivel.
cold, and
Right.
it's even colder when you're not catching any fish. So when you're catching fish,
It's amazing how the
kinda-
cold just gone.
you don't mind it that much. But that was tough. But it paid dividends in the end because we stuck at it.
Yep.
And
The worm, told you.
on the bottom.
Told you the worm would bring in the bigger fish. Didn't I? Said it last week, and I said it the last time we were at the worm's going to be the one.
So mission accomplished.
So what's next? 4?
A bigger one, just a bigger 3.
A bigger 3.
Bigger 3.
We'll keep sticking to the 3s.
A 4's... Nah.
You never know.
You never know, but we're not even going to pretend to go after a 4. Expectantly go after a 4, but we'll take one if one comes along.
So,
Aye, good. Can we go home now?
Aye, it's bloody freezing
That is,
and bloody bogging.
It's wet now as well. It's minging.
Well, she's got a night out tonight, so I'm maybe looking for a Burger King on the way home.
Sounds good.
I'll have no dinner to get home to
And we'll see you wherever we are
next.
next time.
The weather will dictate that. The weather's looking a bit
Aye.
crap.
Keep an eye on the weather forecast.
Over
but
Christmas.
we will be somewhere, no doubt, and we'll see you there.
Cheers.
Just for watching. Bye.
See you later. Welcome back. I'll do it again.
Down you go.
And welcome back to the channel. In case you're new to the channel, that's Alex, I'm Gordon, Big G, arsehole, whatever you want to pick. We have got
There's more than that as well, but we'll keep that quiet.
the rods are out, by the way, so if we keep looking over, that's why. So what are we up to today then?
Well, aye, we're on a pretty dreich looking
Aye, Dreich.
west coast. For those that don't know the word dreich, that is it.
It's like raining with it being raining, isn't it?
Just-
You just get wet.
I like it. I think it's quite atmospheric. It's quite cool. Usually the scenery up here is fantastic.
Aye.
Now it's a big curtain of grey.
And it did put a dampener on the plan slightly, didn't it? We were going to do the catch and cook from if you watch the Flounder video, this was the day we had earmarked to do the
Yep.
catch and cook fish and chips. Or in my case, just fish.
It's a bit difficult to film a sort of cooking scene when it's as
Aye.
wet as this, and it's just everything gets soggy and minging. So we'll wait for a better weather window for that. But we are on the salt, so it's a saltwater session. It's a winter saltwater session, so they're a wee bit unpredictable. We've fished this mark before, and we've done well, but we've never fished it at this time of year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm not expecting fireworks, but you never know. What are we after? Any preferences?
Well, I think these sessions I always treat like a species hunt. I'm genuinely just happy to get anything. So that kind of leads on to what we've got out on our rods with your new fancy rod. You bought?
Aye, new rod out, christened today.
Alex finally bought himself a new beach caster. So we've got two rods, excuse me, we've got two rods out each. He's got a massive fillet on one rod.
Whole fillet, yeah.
I've got half a fillet on my other rod, and then we've both got a wee scratching rig set up in it. You've got kind of one up, one down kind of looking deal,
It's
no?
a 2-hook flapper. Yeah,
Two-hook flapper.
What's
mine called?
I'm about the same.
About the same?
2-hook flapper rigs. Smallish hooks. I might go smaller on my hooks because The rods have been out for about half an hour and they are rattling away, but I think it's small fish.
What size of hooks I put on? I put on quite small ones, didn't I?
6s, I think.
Size would you put on?
2s.
So we'll see what one works.
And then
Angle with mine.
a big pulley pennel on the other with a big bait.
That's the name I was trying to think of it.
Because there's big fish.
There is big fish.
Not that we'll get any, but...
You've had...
Aye, done alright, aye. A wee surprise skate.
You and Ross have had it.
Ross got one as well. Aye. A big fish for this mark, but it's not...
A tiddler in terms of...
It's a tiddler in terms of skate. It was only about £30 or thereabouts, but on standard beach gear it's quite fun.
It was some scrap, wasn't it? That one, the Ross was hilarious. Yours was more of a stress. You're dancing about the rocks like nobody's business.
I might get hung up on something, but aye.
I've got some footage of both, so whilst we're chatting about that, we'll throw it up. But Ross was the funniest because he literally splashed in, hit bottom, and then he just shouted, "I've got it!"
The real screaming.
It was quite funny.
So there's always a chance of a skate, but more likely to get things along the lines of thornback rays, dogfish, dab. I'm looking for a couple of dab, hence the scratching rig. I'd like a couple of nice dabs. We've had decent ones from here before.
Gurnard.
Gurnards, cod, codlin. No, this mark throws up some codlin now and again. So a lucky dip, really. Stick the baits in the water, see what happens.
Correct. They've quietened, didn't they?
Aye. I'm going to check mine because it was bouncing around a wee bit.
You see mine was as well?
Aye.
Right, let's go and check them, man.
So the big rod's fishing away. Very static, but they're fishing away. Second rod, like we said earlier, this is a scratching rig. It's a 2-hook. Flapper rig, size 2s, which might be a little bit big for the bites that we're currently been getting. So I might reduce that and just a little tiny bit of mackerel. That's the top one, and then same at the bottom. 6-ounce lead. And these are producing bites. Don't know what they are yet because we can't hook any. I'm thinking dab. Right, let's get this out. Not massive casts, don't need to, pretty deep right in front of us. It's about 80 feet or something like that. I just hope we get something today. So although it's a small fish rig, I am still fishing it on a drag. Just in case. There we go. 2 rods back fishing. I can guarantee you within 10 minutes it will be rattling away. That big rod I want to go though. There we go.
Well, as they say, the blank's off. I do believe that is a small whiting. Caught on the wee scratching rig. And I think Alex will be changing the hook sizes. Because that's obviously what's been rattling away at the rods for about the last half hour. We'll see if he'll get back. Just quickly before I cast this back out. Pretty much the same as Alex, just a couple of wee differences. 6-ounce lead. I'm not using that. That's more used for what do you call them again? Pulley rig in it. For hooking your hook in it, but I'm just using that. It's the first thing that came to hand. And 2 of these we were just discussing there what they might be called. They just kick your hook link out from the main body of the line. And then as Alex said earlier, I'm using the smallest of the hooks today. Size 4s maybe, was it Alex? And then just nicked on the end there, mackerel strip. Simple as that. As Alex says, the bites are coming pretty quick on these rods. And we're wondering if that's what's nipping at the bigger baits as well. Time will tell. I hope we'll just get a wee scabby lighting for our efforts today. Shallow on this side, isn't it? No, I think it's shallow. Is it? Seems to hit bottom quicker.
Well, it seems like we've travelled 2 hours to catch miniature whiting. At least I think that's what I've got on here. This would be the blank saver for me, if it is a fish, that is. Oh, very well. Something there. Oh, is it a dab? It's a dab.
Species number 2.
Yeah, it's a species, I suppose, isn't it? Well, I did say I would like some dab. There we got one. I was hoping for one big enough to take.
Which is?
Bigger than that. He can go back, I think. But I knew they were dabbed there. We've had them, what, 3-4 times this size. But yeah. And they are really good eating. I don't think you get much out of him, so he can go back. So a whiting and a dab. It's not looking great.
I said to Alex here as I was reeling that in, this feels quite heavy. Another whiting. Lovely colours on them, but all the same. Purples and violets.
Good pike bait apparently.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Heard they're good ling bait as well. We keep a couple of ling baits.
Well, things are getting a wee bit desperate here. Not much happening at all. Tiny little bites, tiny little fish. Nothing on the big rods. I was expecting rays. Weird. So I'm going to have a chuck around with a spinning rod. If you remember, almost a year ago today, we did a catch and cook There's a Frito Misto de Pesca. And it was a lure rod that kind of saved the day on there. Got us a couple of nice pollock. Because exactly the same was happening. The big rod's just not producing much at all. So I'm chucking this out, letting it drop to the bottom. And then just jigging it up the slope. See if there's any pollock or cod or anything around. I'm not holding out much hope, but you never know. Fishing might not be great, but the scenery up here is unbelievable. When the conditions are like this, that low cloud just hanging under the hills, it's pretty spectacular. It's cleared up a little bit, it looks fantastic. The water's like a sheet of glass, not a single ripple. So it is still nice to be out and all that. Kid myself on now, try to convince myself. And we're caught in the weed. At least there's a bend in the rod. Ain't no fish though. But yeah, plenty kelp around, so there might be a couple of pollock. I'll give it another 10 minutes. I was just about to recast my scratching rig rod there, but my big bait is just taking a bit of a dunt. Left hand rod. I think whatever it is has dropped it though. But that's encouraging. That was a proper pullover. It's been a long, well, it's not been a long day, it's only been 4 hours or so, but it's 4 hours without a fish, or without anything substantial. That's got my hopes up a little bit though, that was a proper bite. But I was going to recast that scratching rig, so I'll do that, keep an eye on that other one. Yeah, that was a proper bite. Oh, still there. Went again. Oh, I think we'll get something on here as well actually. It was bouncing around a little bit. Nah, maybe not. It does feel a little heavy. I'm going to say there's another tiny whiting on here. I'm hoping that one just buckles over. Nah, I'm not sure there's anything on this. I know there might be. There might be. There is. It's another wee dab, I think. It is. So Gordon seems to be. Still going? No?
No, I don't think so.
Gordon seems to be on the whiting today. I'm on these wee guys. That one's even smaller than the last one. But you know what? It's still fish, isn't it? We're still catching.
Hold it still.
That rod, I think there's something on that. Still the slightest bit of movement on that. That might just be a ray sitting on top of that bait. could just be wishful thinking though, but I'm going to have a look at that. Yep, we're in. We're into something. It doesn't feel all that big. In fact, it feels rather small. So I think it might be a whiting. It might be a better whiting. It might be a small cod. Or a tiny thornback ray.
Dogfish.
It could also be a dogfish. I didn't want to say that, but it could be. It is a lovely langoustine.
Oh my God.
Look at the size of that langoustine. That is an absolute lump. I have the size of that. That's my fish of the year. That's the biggest langoustine I've ever seen in my life. Missing a claw. That's an absolute lump. I love langoustine, like to eat. Absolutely love them, garlic butter.
I've never had one
And it's
before.
so frustrating that like hundreds of thousands of these are landed in Scotland every year. And the majority of them, 85% maybe, are exported to Europe. We really should be eating more seafood in this country because it's quality and there's plenty of it. It's his lucky day though. I'm going to stick him back. Unless Gordon really wants a single langoustine. Put him back.
Is there size limits on it?
There will be, aye. That's the biggest langoustine I've ever seen in my life. That's that a fiver's worth? Got it back.
Well, Alex says my big rod rattled over there as I was getting another pack of mackerel fillets out. But the wee rod's been going as well, or the wee baited rod. That's quite a substantial bait, so I'll leave that and I'll bring this one in. See if I've got anything. Bit of a ledge there as well. I don't think there's anything on this, Alex. Nope. Get them baited back up. Stripped, just about. That a decent bite on that, eh? Oof. That's on it. Did it go again there? What do we have here? I would love this to be a line. The writing. A good old fid, wasn't it? It's a dogfish. What kind of cod do you know? Well, I know folk commonly call these dogfish, but I like their other name better. Cat sharks. They're cool wee fish. Powerful fish. I wanted that bait, look. It's even hooked. Of course it is. Forceps please. Hardy fish. Could have probably booted that about the rocks for half and then still go back. Look at that. Get these bearings and away he goes. I see Alex and I done a catch and cook on them and I was a bit not sure about this, but it tasted really good. Talk about sustainability and all that. Let's be honest, that's my spicy tomato mackerel to shame, doesn't it? Turns out dogfish is really nice and I'm pleasantly surprised. Probably more folks who tried dogfish, plenty of them. Plenty of them wee guys about.
They went nicely with your langoustine.
I need to say it, I need to mention it, I know Alex has, but see the clouds like this? Look at that view. The only thing it's missing is the Braveheart tune.
A proper pull over there on the big rod, on the big bait. It started taking line as well, the rod just went over slowly. Tick, 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 tick. That's got Ray written all over it. Unfortunately I missed it. So, fresh bait. Small filter mackerel. That's your main pennel hook. Top pennel hook comes in on the top. Wrap it around a couple of times. Nick it in the top of the bait. Give it a pull. And then you get a sort of neatly presented mackerel bait. Get this right back out on that spot because that was a proper bite. And it is a pulley pennel rig that we're using with an impact clip at the bottom. Although this impact clip's not really been working very well. These 4-0 hooks are just a little bit too big for it. And that's the idea. Clip down, 6-ounce lead. Give it a whack out and hopefully there's a few more better fish. We need something decent.
I'm buzzing with the langoustine.
Was it surf and turf tonight then? I have
Yes.
that with your steak. Right, let's give this a whack. Not the prettiest, but it went out. I'm going to check that other rod because that was a cracking bite on that as well. Bit of a slack line on that one, so yeah, check that as well. No doubt another dab.
Well, a wee scratching rod. And bouncing about there. I'm not going to lie, I'm hoping for langoustines to turn up. I'm going to check that because it was bouncing about something rotten. Don't think so. If there is, it's some wee. Nah.
spikes are starting to dry up a little bit. Still got the little rattles, but it's been a slow, tough day. Not what I expected. I expected a few decent rays, maybe some cod, but not to be so far. But we're going to have to up our game in terms of the saltwater species next year. Because if you've been watching our videos for the last 2 years, you'll know that we like to set ourselves little challenges every year. Whether it be a £6 tench and Tinker Tails, £3 Grayling and a winter's tail, hunt for a leviathan, Aesop's Diaries, looking for that big pike. We're going to go with something slightly different. Obviously there'll be the bigger fish in there next year as well, but a little species challenge, saltwater species challenge, I think is something we're going to attempt next year. And we've given it a catchy title, Catch 22. So you'll probably guess that we need to catch 22 predetermined species throughout the year. And we've selected species that they're not all challenging, all right? But we want to make it possible. We don't want to make it impossible or too difficult. But 22 species. Now I'm going to try and rhyme them off, going to try and remember them. I've not written this down anywhere. But we've got a shark species, so we've got taupe, spurdog, smoothhound, bullhuss, thornback ray. So we've got 5 sort of shark species. Then we've got a couple of flatfish. We've got dab, flounder and turbot. A couple of sort of standalone species in congreel, bass. Then we're on to our sort of white fish, so sort of round fish. So we've got in there pollock, coley, cod, whiting, on 14. Then there's a few of the sort of mini species. What else have we got in there? We've got a black goby, a tompot blenny. What's that? 6. And I'm sure we had another little one in there somewhere as well. Yeah, we do. We've got 2 gurnards. We've got a tub gurnard and a grey gurnard. Then we've got 2 wrasse species. Corkwing, no, we're not going for corkwing, we're going for a rock cook and a cuckoo. So that's 20. There are another 2 that I've forgotten about. What are they? Damn it, I was so close. 20 out of 22. Said dab already, yeah. Gordon's trying to remind me here.
See trout?
Nah, it's nah. Yeah. So far we've got 20. There's 22 in total. And we're going to try and catch them all. Going to make it a little bit of competition, but it is a team effort at the beginning. But we'll see who can get the most out of the 2 of us. So catch 22. A little challenge for 2025. Those 2 are annoying me now. I'll come back with them. Dragonette and a short spine sea scorpion. 22.
Right, well, that's got to be on, surely. Yep. What is this? That was a wee shot rod. And it's a codling. Could have this in my language team. A cod. We were hoping for bigger ones than them. Than that even. Aye. Get him back. That was just that wee lob, close in. I think I'll do that again. Species number?
4.
What's our best here? 9?
11.
Is it 11? Right, another proper bite here. A
I just don't want to miss this. Oh, I missed it, haven't I? 2 solid runs, taking line and everything. What the hell? This was a slightly smaller bait. A much smaller bait. How did I miss that?
Let me get the next one, I'll get it.
Hmm?
Let me get the next one, I'll get it.
No.
Told you that cast would be a fish. Big slack liner there, and it took some line, so let's see. Something. Got another dogfish or something that you see. What, this might be a ray. The runs Alex were getting were further out, so that cast I just did, I whacked it out as far as I could. What have we got? It's another bloody dogfish. Ah well. I thought that was a ray. That's disappointing. Maybe another forceps job. Well, getting to that time of the day, losing the light. If Alex pans in, look at that fog moving down the loch. Another fun drive home. Well, we've caught fish. I want to try and remember them here. We've had whiting, dab, dogfish, codling, and a langoustine, which we decided to keep. Another bite in the rod there. It's high tide as we speak. Aye, so in case nothing else happens, we lose the light, thought we'd do this wee cheerio. Alex, your rod's going on off. Right, it's rattling away there. Just you ears, you've missed all your bites today. Do you know what's true? I think that's 3, excuse me, that's 3 good runs he's had. Taking line off the reel, screaming off, and he's failed to connect with the fish. It might have been raised, to be fair. The dogfish have all, you know what dogfish are like. Pretty much hook themselves. So, for us, this is the last video of 2024 for us. So we'll be heading up the road just shortly. I think that's a fish on, isn't it, Alex? See if this is species number 5. What have we got here? Picked up some weed on the way in. I think whiting, Godling. What is that? Oh, a new species.
It's a ling.
Is that a ling?
It's a ling.
Is that a ling?
It's a ling.
You sure that's a ling?
It's 100% a ling.
Ah, superb. I've not caught one of these for about 10 years. I did not expect a ling on that rod. Now these are a member of the cod family, am I right? But this one's too wee for eating her. I caught two of these one day, about £10 each, and I could tell off my mate at the time that they're crap eating. We threw them back for the seals. A couple of pictures there. There we go, the first ling caught on England 360. Cool creatures. I thought that was one of them rocklings when it appeared.
It's the size of a rockling.
I'm looking for a bigger one out there. Right, we'll get him going back here. Lovely fish in it for like it's almost like an eel really, isn't it? That's just, there you go, it just shows you. When you least expect it, you get one. We've been trying for a ling for ages. Various locations, marks and stuff like that, and never ever came even close to getting one, so, although it's only a wee one. But Alex made a good point there. If a small cod is a codling, is a small ling a ling? Crack ourselves up. But as we were saying, just to wrap up this video, that's 5 species now plus the langoustine. So it's been no bad day. Could have been worse, we could have blanked totally. So until the next one, wherever that may be, see you then. Thanks for watching.